Something small can really spoil your mood, so you self-medicate, swapping feelings for food. It might seem dumb, but if you're telling the truth, it's probably something dating back to your youth. But it's really not that deep. You probably just need some sleep. There's someone else you're meant to be. You just need a little self-belief. So shut up and buck up. Can't keep up, that's bad luck. Something make you wanna run, kick, scream and shout, let it all out, throw the cobwebs away, make a big scene, be a drama queen, as if you've seen what the neighbors might say. Hold your head up high, let me see you cry. You got nothing to hide, oh baby, 'cause it doesn't matter. It didn't matter, it shouldn't really matter, 'cause no one thinks it matters. It doesn't really matter, it shouldn't really matter, 'cause all that really matters is what we decide matters. So what do you think matters? 'Cause all that really matters is what we agree matters. And don't let make you wanna run, kick, scream and shout, let it all out, throw the covers away, make a big scene, be a drama queen, as if you see what the neighbors might say. Hold your head up high, let me see you cry. You got nothing to hide, oh baby, 'cause it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter. Nothing really matters. All that really matters is what we decide matters. Ripples in the water, so my soul, slowing my heartbeat, restoring control. Watch the sunlight dance from the safety of the shade. As above me, sound of the passing train starts to fade. Here by the riverside, somewhere south of paradise, here in my solitude, I am sick, staying brewed freely. Rushing of the water is all I can hear. In the cool summer air, everything seems clear. As the sun drifts behind the clouds, no longer feel any doubt. Here by the riverside, somewhere south of paradise, here in my solitude, I am safe, staying brewed freely. Here by the riverside, somewhere south of paradise. Now lay me, oh. Got a wicked sense of humor, yeah, it's dark to the core, and it only makes me like you more. You don't care that I'm crazy, you don't care that I'm rude. You seem to like me better with a bad attitude. No, I don't get bored, yeah, I always have fun. I give you every second that I have under the sun. 'Cause I don't like wasting my time if I waste it on you. No, I don't like whatever you like, I don't care what we do. I just want one more minute, one more second in my day, chilling like a villain with my best mate. So I don't like wasting my time if I waste it on you. Every minute's like a second, and like that we lose a day. Man, we showed you make the time fly away. Every minute we're together, I just cannot help but smile. I love how you have fun in your weird sense of style. No, I don't feel lost, yeah, I always feel at home. Since you came along, I know I'll never be alone. 'Cause I don't like wasting my time if I waste it on you. No, I don't like whatever you like, I don't care what we do. I just want one more minute, one more second in my day, chilling like a villain with my best mates. No, I don't like wasting my time if I waste it on you. From Cornwall to Nice, from those romance, that beach, from that sunset, that jet set, these rain-soaked cobble streets, spending all day in the sun or a late night in the pub where we get dressed up or messed up. It's you I wanna see, it's you I wanna see, it's you I wanna see. 'Cause I don't like wasting my time if I waste it on you. I don't like whatever you like, I don't care what we do. I just want one more minute, one more second in my day, chilling like a villain with my best mates. No, I don't like wasting my time if I waste it on you. Boo. Okay, so I know I'm like a minute early, but I don't like. There we go. Sorry about that. I just realised I didn't entirely like the angle that camera was at. Then it was at slightly this side of me, so I was slightly like that, which I wasn't quite liking. Anyway, let me just turn that music off of my headphones. Right. Hello, Daniel, and hi, Ray. I love how it's becoming a thing now that we're just telling each other where we're checking in from. But hello, everybody. Good evening. It is another of our little weekly streams. I think that doing streams weekly this month. I think we've got one more this month. But being made me jump. Were you not expecting me? Did my being a minute early shock you, Ray? Because usually I'm a couple of minutes late, if we're honest, aren't I? Usually I'm running around like a headed chicken because I've sat down and I'm about to start streaming and I'm like, where's my water bottle or something? But no, I got myself all sorted within plenty of time today. Mostly because I have not really managed to do that much else. I was planning to try and film a lot more content today than I ended up filming in the end, because I tried to do some editing too. I just generally was really struggling with my concentration today. And I think part of it, I think we've worked out that when I have something to do in the evenings, oh my god, do I struggle to just get started on stuff the rest of the day, unless it's a really small task that will only take me like 10-20 minutes. If it's a task that's going to take me more than 20 minutes, trying to start it and slot it in and schedule it makes my brain go, but what if it overruns and we run out of time and we end up stressed? And what if we can't recharge the camera before the stream tonight and all that stuff? Anyway, what was I talking about before I digressed massively there? I was saying hello. That's what I was doing. I was saying hello and greeting you guys and welcome to the stream. Yeah, so we've got one more stream to do this month, and then we finished our month of doing a stream every week. And so far, I think I can pretty confidently say that I am going to do a stream every week going forwards. With obviously there'll be occasional weeks when I decide not to do one, like 'cause there are open mics on Tuesdays, and I'm going to try and drag myself out to open mics again soon, 'cause I need to get back on the networking thing. Networking, yeah. Now that I've decided I want to do more of the behind the scenes-y music industry stuff, I really need to network with the music-y people.
And one of the best ways to do that is open mics. There's loads of people that you can network there. So yeah, I won't be doing them literally every single week of the year. We won't do one all 50 odd what weeks it is in a year. Obviously not, because we didn't start this until April. But we will be doing a weekly stream going forward, I think, and just occasional ones that we miss out on, because it's been going well. But anyway, tonight's stream is a regular one, not a songwriting one. So we shall just have some tunes and chat some nonsense. So if there's anything people want to chat about, or I was going to bring the blackboard over. I forgot about the blackboard, guys, and it's literally caged in. I couldn't even just go and grab it now quickly, because one, it's big, so it's not that easy to move, and two, it's caged in behind wires and pillows, and you don't want to know what the other side of this room looks like. You do not want to know what the mess that I was going to tidy that today. I came up and I moved some pillows. That was my tidying for the day. But I'm afraid I've forgotten to bring the blackboard over. And I was actually going to bring it over and have a play. Although I don't know how I would have. Maybe should actually try and figure out how I would have fit it in shot and where I would move the camera to and stuff to fit it in shot. But I was really invested in the idea of playing Hangman or something. Just properly regress and go back to my school days playing Hangman on the blackboard. Anyway. But yeah, we'll just have a chilled stream. So let me know if there's anything you guys want to chat about and what particular songs you'd like to hear. I think we will make a start with the singing. What do I want to play? What do I want to play? What do I want to play? We actually haven't had Somewhere South of Paradise for a little bit, so I think I'll do that one first. We'll open with that. But yeah, let me know what songs you want to hear. Feel free to just ask me random questions and stuff. And get me rambling about things, because that's how these streams usually go, innit? Otherwise, I'll just have to ramble about... I can't even think if there's anything at the moment that I haven't been watching any TV shows that I could ramble about, really. Been watching Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. We've been watching that, and I do like that. But I can't really ramble about that the way I would ramble about my zombie stuff and things like that. There's not much to ramble about with it, is there? It's just a good show. It's funny. That's it. That's all I've got for that one. But I'm sure we'll think of something. But for now, we shall make a start on the singing. It's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to do that. There we go. We'll start on the singing with a song about a river. I actually went and walked down by this river again the other day. The other day being yesterday, even, because I was trying to build up momentum to get stuff done yesterday, and I find that moving sometimes helps. Going for a walk. Ripples in the water, soothe my soul. Slowing my heartbeat, restoring control. I watch the sunlight dance from the safety of the shade, and above me the sound of the passing train starts to fade. Here by the riverside, somewhere south of paradise ending. Here in my solitude, I am 16 blue, freely. Here by the riverside, somewhere south of paradise, telling me. Now the rushing of the water is all I can hear. In the cool summer air, vision seems clear as the sun drifts behind the clouds and no longer feel any doubt. Here by the riverside, somewhere south of paradise, ending. Here in my solitude, I am safe to stay and brood freely. Here by the riverside, by somewhere south of paradise, now let me. Under the tide stream, no one comes here, so no one bothers me. The trees shine leaves down on my head, and the birds are still in the bridge overhead. Trees been down to kiss the wall, hello, so let me go, let me go, let me go. Here by the riverside, somewhere out of paradise. Here in my solitude, I am safe to stay and brood freely. Here by the riverside, somewhere out of paradise. Now let me, oh, here by the riverside, somewhere out of paradise. Bear with a sec because I just realised that I think I pushed this mic stand down a little bit before. So I'll just readjust it so that it's actually right again. There we go. Is it just me? Or is our lag a little bit worse tonight? I feel like the lag is a little bit worse than it was last time. Ignore me just fighting with my mic stand. But it could just be me. That, I don't know. What do you guys think? Because I haven't found myself noticing it as much the past couple of streams, but I think I was really noticing it then. It looked very laggy. So don't know if the settings will be the same as I left, because I haven't changed them back. So there's no reason why they should have changed back as far as I'm aware. So the settings I had it on should be. Lag is a bit more now. As always, Ray. As always. Got me on in the background while you do your work. Yeah, I did think it was a bit more noticeable. Yeah, I'm not sure what seems to be making it a little bit worse, but I definitely think it's a little bit worse. Oh well, there's not much we can do about it now. I could spend ages faffing trying to fix it, but that's time when I'm not actually entertaining you guys. So we'll just have to put up with a little bit of extra lag. I'm sure one day I will work out how to get zero lag. Whether it's simply by trying out some other cable options or what. Anywho. Right. As I said, do let me know if there's anything particular you guys want to see in tonight's stream. Otherwise, I shall just ramble and then pick songs and ramble and then pick songs. But if there is anything in particular you guys would like me to ramble about, or any songs you want to hear, do let me know. I'm trying to think what I can ramble about in the meantime, though. We're not at the point where I can give you any news about the next single yet. I have to hold off and be good and not spoil things again, which I'm not good at. I've got a bunch of videos planned that I'm trying to get out before the next single comes out, though, to finish off this current release. Because we've still got our silly version to do. So I need to actually go and revisit that at some point, because I recorded a bunch of sounds for it. You guys are going to love what I picked to do my silly version with. You're going to love it. It's very thematic for the song, I think. But yeah, and I've still got my demos versus final version one to put up. And obviously I've still got to paint a picture to go with the song. I don't have to paint a picture to go with the song, but I it's a thing that I now have done for the past few songs, so I'm going to keep doing it. And I've actually got a picture in mind already. I know what I'm going to paint. I just need to actually sit down and do a practice run and then do the final design. Don't know why. I am very dehydrated this evening. I'm suddenly very, very parched and in need of a lot of drink. I'm not sure how, because as far as I'm aware, I've drunk plenty. I guess maybe I haven't. Maybe I haven't drunk as much as I thought I had. But yeah, I went on a walk yesterday down by that little river that I wrote about in that song. 'Cause I needed to break up my day a little bit. So I had some tidying tasks to do to break up my day, and I went on my little walk, and that helped me actually get not everything done that I wanted that was on my list, but I got most of the stuff done on my to-do list for the day ticked off, which was nice. And so far, I think that I am getting better with my organisation and trying to push through, even when I'm having days when I'm like, I don't want to do anything. I don't want to move. I can't start any tasks. We're starting to see some progress in being able to combat that a little bit more and not let it get in the way of actually getting anything done, which is good. So hopefully I will stick at it and we'll have good organisation. We'll keep having a stream every week, and I will get videos out when they're meant to go out, and you'll see a new me who's really organised and has and is getting her life together. Right, shall we have another song now? I think we should have another song. My thumb's a little sore, so I say my thumb's a little sore as if it's not my fault. I don't I've wound up I broke the nail on it, which is never good. And because of that, some tender flesh has been exposed that I've then abused. So it's entirely my fault. So I want to try and steer clear of any as many plucky ones as possible. We'll only do a couple of plucky ones tonight, I think. So we're gonna have some strummy ones instead. Let's have a bit of that. We hadn't had a bit of Tragic Hero for a bit, so I think we'll have that next. It's a strummy one. I just have to hunt out. There's the capo. There's the capo. I sensibly put the capo on the music stand. A thing I should always do, because it means I don't have to go looking for it. But not a thing I do always do. It's a bit bass heavy tonight, innit? I'm just going to turn that bass down a little. tragic hero. I wasted too many wishes on you. Draw your arrow. I know just what you're trying to do. Misery loves company. I guess it's why I only see you when I'm sad. If it can't be misery, I guess it's gonna have to be you're gonna make me mad. Why can't we just get along? Why can't you just be wrong for once? So go ahead and fire. You won't hit me where I'm standing. Now go ahead and fire. Try and bring me down, doesn't really matter anymore. What you say, you can have this spell. There was no war anyway. Wise commander, I just can't follow your God-given advice. Oh, king of banner, you're not so good at playing nice. Don't understand me much, must be that I'm losing touch of reality. Can't be you losing your touch if you alone is not enough. The problem must be me. Why can't you just let it go? Stop putting on such a show for once. So go ahead and fire. You won't hit me where I'm standing. Yeah, go ahead and fire. Try and bring me down, doesn't really matter anymore. What you say, you can have the spell. There was no war anyway. Mystery, you're a tragedy. You're nothing more than it pains me. You can check your ego at the door, 'cause I can't take it anymore. The fighting, the poking, the constant provoking, the way that you jab, then you act like you're joking. You smile a while like you do me a favor. When I talk back, you like so I ever get you at the start. I'm just a man of fight, busy traveling the world and breaking all those ice, and there's no more time for little old me. But that's the way it's gotta be. Then go ahead and fire. You won't hit me where I'm standing. Now go ahead and fire. Try and bring me down, doesn't really matter anymore. What you say, you can have the spell. There was no war anyway. The guitar is generally just not sounding very nice tonight. Don't know if maybe it's just 'cause the strings are getting a bit dull, and I'm going to give it a once over tomorrow. One of my jobs on my list of jobs to do tomorrow is one of my most hated jobs. Is one, change the guitar strings, but this time when I change them, 'cause I haven't done this for ages and I really need to get better at doing stuff like this, I'm going to take them all off and give it all a nice big clean, 'cause it really needs a proper good clean. Especially the fretboard. I've gotten lax with doing stuff like that, so I need to give the fretboard a nice good clean, and that might actually be why it's just sounding a bit off. It might just be that I'm now hearing that it needs it. Needs a once over, 'cause he hasn't had one for a while. Just check that it isn't tuning as well. I think the tuning's alright. A couple of the strings were out, and that probably was making it sound worse. That's better. Still sounding pretty boomy. Why, thank you, Ray. Yes, that's one of the things on my to-do list for tomorrow. I do actually have some news since the last time I streamed that I should share with you guys. It's just a general exciting celebrate something in my life. So I don't know if I've talked on stream or on anything. I know that a lot of my friends in real life are very aware of this because I'm very open about the fact that a big part of why I either public transport everywhere or I get lifts everywhere is because even though I passed my driving test like 3 or 4 years ago now, no, not quite that long, about 3 years ago. When did I graduate? It was not long after I graduated. When did I graduate? 4 years ago. 3 or 4 years ago, I passed my driving test. And I basically didn't drive after that, partially because it wasn't worth it at the time to get insured on the car. And I was also thinking about, because at the time my dad hadn't bought his new car yet, and I was thinking, right, I would probably get a car and get myself insured on my own car at some point. So there didn't seem any point getting insured on any of the family cars at that, because I didn't know where my life was going at that point. But now it's worthwhile getting insured on my dad's car because he barely uses it. So now I'm going to be using it more. Anyway, long story short, or not, as the case may be. So I never got insured, and I didn't drive for very long. I haven't driven for quite a while because of that. And on top of that, I didn't really understand how I'd managed to pass my test because I was convinced that I should have failed based on how panicky and just generally uncomfortable I was and how many things went wrong during the test. I really didn't understand how I'd passed. So I just basically didn't drive for ages after that, and it's always been something that I have never enjoyed. Pretty much from the second I started learning to drive, I didn't really enjoy it. I got a bit more comfortable with it once I'd been doing it for a bit, and obviously I got more uncomfortable again when I then didn't do it for years. But I was never fully comfortable, and I'm still not fully comfortable behind the wheel. I will never be fully comfortable behind the wheel, I don't think, because I don't like the fact that driving is a lot of information being thrown at you all at once. Like, it's very overwhelming. Which is a thing I generally struggle with in life, is that I find a lot of situations just very overwhelming because there's just so much going on that you got to take in all at once. And I find situations like that. So it's worse in the car because I know how easily distracted I am. I know I zone out. Like, I will literally zone out mid-conversation with people sometimes, and I know I'm like that. So the knowledge that I have to take in all this information, I have to process it, and then I have to decision make, and I cannot zone out for a second because if I do, I could crash. It is terrifying. So I'm there just like tense and desperately trying to concentrate better than I normally would, really trying not to zone out, trying to take in all this information, and there's so much to take in all at once that the whole thing is just exhausting. I will never be one of those people who can go driving to relax. Like, I will never find it relaxing. But obviously it's kind of necessary if I want to get out to other gigs. And a lot of the opportunities that I will hopefully be wanting to take over the next few years to try and get myself in more writers' rooms and stuff like that. It's going to be a lot easier if I can drive, because public transport in this country isn't good enough to rely on, and most of it doesn't necessarily go to a lot of the places. Like, a lot of writers' retreats happen out in the middle of nowhere, and you can't get to those places on buses and stuff, so you got to drive. It's a skill that, unfortunately, as a musician, you have to have. All these skills you have to have as a musician that no one talks about. They talk about you got to be able to play your instrument, you got to be able to sing, you got to be able to write songs. No one tells you that really one of the key skills you're going to need as a musician is you need to be able to drive. You need to be able to drive. You need to be really good at organising your time. You preferably have to be pretty good at composing messages and emails, asking people to do things for you. All skills that all the musicians I know absolutely hate and are not naturally good at. Except the driving one. A lot of them actually enjoy driving, but they're weirdos for that. I don't understand people who enjoy driving. Anyway, the point of this, me talking about this, was I've been really spending a lot of time on going out and practicing and getting more used to driving and getting more comfortable with driving long distances, and driving places I'm not as comfortable with. And we did a pretty big drive on Saturday, because when I went out to the BBC, in order to get there, the route we had to take, once we'd gotten past a big roundabout, there was a nice stretch of the journey that we thought I could do myself. So I did that stretch of the journey, and I drove through some pretty not easy to drive roads, places round where I live that have got a lot of parked cars on the sides of the roads and hilly areas. And I didn't crash, and I only stalled once, and the only reason I stalled was because somebody took a bend and was on my side of the road, and I stalled trying to brake to not hit them. So I stalled for a good reason, not just randomly because I couldn't get the car started at a junction, which is why I normally stall. And it only happened once. So we have progressed to the point where I am now safe to go out and drive on my own, basically. I can now trust myself to be able to go out and drive places on my own more. So I'll be able to actually go out and start practicing without having to have someone else there in case I panic and I freak out and I literally can't get myself home, which is what I've had to do so far. So there's a bit of news from my life to share with you guys. Is just that we've got some progress on a small life goal in general. That was a pretty big deal for me. It's not really that big a deal in the grand scheme of things, is it? Like, I can do that skill that so many people can do now without freaking out. But it's a pretty big deal for me, 'cause I am not comfortable with driving like at all. I keep telling James that next time I go to the studio, I'm going to drive myself, and every time it's been a lie. But the next time I go to the studio, I probably will be driving myself. And I hope that he is prepared for the fact that could mean I arrive a nervous wreck and we have to spend like half an hour just calming me down before we can start. 'Cause I can't see myself enjoying that drive. Not nice roads to make that drive, no. Oh, the trickiest bit will probably just be parking up at the studio, 'cause it's got a car park that's through, like, you got to go through an archway, and there are these two big concrete balls outside the archway that make it really difficult to get turned back out as well. So getting in and out of the parking for the studio is going to be being on BBC Radio was also that's not the big deal, Mum. The big deal is the fact that I drove. Never mind the radio. Yeah, that all happened because I was on BBC Radio Manchester for their upload show. I don't know if any of you guys caught that show, or if you've been able to go and give it a little look. I'm literally right at the start of the show. I'm like 10 minutes in, so it should be easy to find if you didn't manage to catch it. Anyway, yeah, I was talking about It Doesn't Matter, chatting nonsense for a bit on radio instead of on stream for once, which was fun. The guy who hosted it was lovely as well, which is good, 'cause I'm not usually that great at those interviews, so it's always nice when someone who's doing that sort of stuff is really good at their job and they put you at ease, which most people who do that sort of thing are. But you know, every now and then you'll probably get someone who's not quite as good at it, and then I've got to compensate by actually calming myself down. But yeah, he was lovely. Right. Let's have another song, shall we? What shall we have? That's the question. I've got this capo out, and I don't even know if I'm actually even using it. I've just put this capo on this guitar, just sort of randomly. I'll probably need that. Will we? What will I play? Let's have a bit of Baby Steps. Let's do a plucky one. Can I get a couple of these in? Stop for the puppy. Keep your hands in your pockets and your eyes on your feet. conversations with the mirror, trying to make my point a little bit clearer, but talking sure ain't no mean feat. 'Cause I got shoes, I know that I shouldn't fall apart over every little chat, but I got shoes, you know that, you know I fall apart, so let's leave it at that. And just take baby steps, darling, baby steps. Baby steps, darling, baby steps, just one foot in front of the other, one word after another. Oh, baby steps, darling, baby steps, just take baby steps, darling, baby steps. Maybe one day I'll get it together, but for today, let's take another baby step. And I'll fill with doubt and be waste too much energy on every new person I meet. But still, I crave the attention. Gotta find a way to decrease the tension, 'cause the world ain't just gonna sit and wait for me. 'Cause I got shoes, I know that I shouldn't fall over every little chat, but I got shoes, you know that, you know I fall apart, so let's leave it at that. And just take baby steps, darling, baby steps. Baby steps, darling, baby steps, just one foot in front of the other, one word after another. Oh, baby steps, darling, baby steps, just take baby steps, darling, baby steps. Maybe one day I'll get it together, but for today, let's take another baby step. There's no rush, these things come in time, so be a little more kind to yourself. Don't be deciding you're doing just fine, and being yourself up don't really help. You've got the answers right there in your mind. Just have a little more faith in yourself. You're doing just fine, so just take baby steps. Oh, just take baby steps, darling, baby steps. Baby steps, darling, baby steps, just one foot in front of the other, one more after another. Oh, baby steps, darling, baby steps, just take baby steps, darling, baby steps. Maybe one day I'll get it together, but for today, let's take another baby step. Ooh, oh, oh. I don't know why I did that just then. I just went for the tuning thing because I thought I need to turn the reverb off now, and I just knew it was a button. I went for the button on the guitar instead of the button on the on the mixer. Oh, maybe they don't put up the upload show. They usually do with the BBC shows in general. Anything on BBC Radio, usually you can play back at a late date. But maybe it's not there. I don't know. Maybe I'll have to go and have a look for it. I will not end up having a look for it myself after. Maybe I'll go and have a look for it after the stream. I will forget. I will not end up looking for starting to be more honest with myself about stuff like this. No, I will not remember to go and check that out myself and see if I can find it or not. Oh, I thank you, Ray. My poor abused fingers. I haven't practiced my violin yet today. Will I end up doing it? Probably not. I think I will have a big practice tomorrow to make up for it. 'Cause I think I'm going to be a bit tired after my stream, and I don't like practicing my violin when I'm tired, because I'm terrified I'll drop it. So when I get too tired, I'm like, maybe not a good idea. Plus, it is tricky. I think once you're as tired as I am right now, there's not necessarily that much point doing things like practicing at that point. Practicing is always best done when you're not as tired in the day. It's something you want to get done earlier in the day, I think. Which is why I've been trying to move. I used to do like I'd go up and practice right after dinner or right after lunch or something. And I've started trying to get in the habit of practicing my guitar in particular and my sets and stuff. Something I do earlier in the day, not long after I've woken up. 'Cause I find that actually if I get it done just before lunch, I generally have a better practice session. And it's a bit more worthwhile, I think. And then I'm also nice and pepped up for the rest of the day, like practicing. It's a bit of a monotonous task, but it's also one that once it's done and out of the way, you feel a bit refreshed after you've done it, 'cause it's all about improving your skills and stuff. So it's a nice thing to start the day with, actually. So I've been shifting my general practicing to more in the middle of the day, and then doing tasks like editing and stuff where they're quite sit down. You don't need a lot of physical energy for them. I've been shifting them to later in the day, and it's been working out well, I think. General life changes we're making. We're being sensible. We are finding things that suit us better. Anyway, just a random thought that popped into my head there. Getting a bit of a dent in my arm. I always get this when I'm sitting down playing guitar. This is one of the reasons why I stand up quite a bit when I'm singing live, usually out. And like the only reason I don't stand up for this, 'cause it would be quite difficult to do all the things I'm doing and stand to do them. I'd end up moving away from the mic constantly, and you guys wouldn't be able to hear me, and I'd keep chatting like you could hear me. But also, I think it would be difficult to like easily manage the mixing desk and stuff, and then I'd have to set the camera quite far back to do it. So I generally sit for these, 'cause it just works out better like that. But I usually stand when I'm playing a gig, and part of why is pretty much entirely because of how the guitar sits when I'm sat down. So for one thing, when I'm sat down with the guitar, I find I end up having to do this to get my arm over to get to the strings. And when I'm stood up, I'm more like that. So my arm is nice and straight and just hangs over the guitar quite nicely. So I end up hunching more when I'm sat down playing guitar which is not great for singing, obviously, 'cause you want nice clean lines when you're singing, from your lungs up out, from your diaphragm out even, really. And I also find that it sits right in a not great place. I mean, the guitar generally just sits in a not great place, if we're honest, for singing. But it also, I find, because I'm reaching round like that, the crook of my elbow gets caught on the edge of the guitar, and sometimes I find it almost cuts off my circulation a little bit, and I wind up with pins and needles while I'm playing, which can't be good. And also, like, it's harder to get I actually find it harder to get 'cause really, I want to be able to lift it a little bit to get the angle for me wrist right. So when I'm playing sat down, the angle of my wrist, you can't really see it 'cause it's off camera, unfortunately, but the angle of my wrist is more like that when I'm sat down, which isn't great for doing things like bar chords and stuff, and it generally isn't great for the health of your wrist, apparently. So you more want to be more of that sort of an angle, because you're going to get a stronger grip, but you're also going to get a healthier wrist from it. So there are a few reasons why I don't sit down usually to play live. It would be easier and less tiring, I suppose, to sit down. But I find it better overall if I stand up. I'm sure I'll reach a point eventually, because everyone who works the circuit has told me that I will reach a point eventually where I will sit, because I just can't bear doing the 3-hour-long sets and standing the entire time for them anymore. That it will age me prematurely, and I will need to sit. How's everybody else's week been? Anybody got any news that they can share? 'Cause mine was pretty eventful, really, but yeah, I've had a very eventful week in general. What with the BBC interview, and obviously I was down seeing my chem on Thursday night, which was fun. That was very fun. It was very fun getting to spend time just with me, my mate Becky that I went down with. It was nice just getting to spend some time with her. We ate a lot of junk. I shouldn't say that really, it's not junk. We ate a lot of very expensive and not very healthy food. Great so far. I'm glad to hear that, Dan. I'm glad your week is going so well. Yeah, we ate a lot of very expensive and not good for you food. And we bought bottles of water because unfortunately we couldn't get our hands on water at the event any other way than having to buy £2.50 bottles of water, which was a bit annoying. But the gig itself was very good. My Chem were amazing, obviously. And it was just really nice to hear a crowd full of people hearing songs that you loved since you were a teen again. That was good. The way that it would just erupt for the big, because they did basically all the big hits, and you could see which ones were the biggest of the big hits by how much the crowd knew all the words to certain ones, and then certain members of the crowd knew words to certain others, and you could tell whose favourite albums, what each person's favourite album was by what songs they knew all the words to. Like, I really outed myself as a Danger Days fan when I knew all the words to all the songs of Danger Days. But they would play I forget what the album's called that I'm Not Okay is on. But they played quite a few of the hits of that one too. I'm not as familiar with them. I say I'm not as familiar. I know them very well. I just don't know the words off by heart because they're not my songs the way that the Danger Days album is. The Danger Days is my album. Ah! Happy birthday, Ray, for whenever that. When was that then, Ray? How many days ago? How much have I missed it by? Happy birthday for your birthday that you had this week. Just try and figure out a couple of weeks ago. Oh, okay. I think we'll have 2 more songs to finish us off at because we've got half bar battery, so it could go red any second. So we'll have a couple more tunes for the evening. What do we want? That is the question, innit? It's always the question. Is what do we want to play? Don't know if I should just search through and see if I can find a random song that isn't going to be on the album or anything that we can just play. Might have a flick through this and see if there's anything in here actually. There's Broken Bones, the original version. That is on the album. That isn't, but it doesn't have any chords. This is the Book of Incomplete Songs, big time, this one. That's just a verse. It's not even a song, that's just a verse. That's on the album. That's the single. There's It Doesn't Matter. I suppose we could have that. We could have It Doesn't Matter. I haven't played that for a few streams, have I? I should probably play that one, shouldn't I? Yeah, let's have a bit of It Doesn't Matter. Let's see how well we do at that. I played it earlier, so I should be doing all right with this. Makes me wanna run, kicks. I forgot to turn the guitar back down. Apologies for that. Try it again. Makes me wanna run, kick, scream and shout. I'll blow the cobwebs away. First thing this morning, flat the wrong side of bed. Now the stars in my eyes and a bump on my head. Oh, and I'm still yawning, but it's full speed ahead. 'Cause something about how you can sleep when you're dead. Oh, I know I'm half asleep, but somewhere else I need to be. Honestly, it's not that deep, just my future's right in front of me. So reach out, bow out, don't slow down, you'll miss out. Don't let make you wanna run, kick, scream and shout. Let it all out, blow the cobwebs away. Make a big scene, be a drama queen. Who cares if you've seen what the neighbors might say? Hold your head up high, let them see you cry. You got nothing to hide for, baby. 'Cause it doesn't matter. Think smoke can really spoil your mood, so you self-medicate, swapping feelings for food. Oh, it might seem dumb, but if you're telling the truth, it's probably something dating back to your youth. Oh, but it's really not that deep. You probably just need some sleep. There's somewhere else you're meant to be. You just need a little self-belief. So shut up and buck up. Can't keep up, it's bad luck. Don't let make you wanna run, kick, scream and shout. Lay it all out, blow the cobwebs away. Make a big scene, be a drama queen. Who cares if you've seen what the neighbors might say? Hold your head up high, let them see you cry. You got nothing to hide for, baby. 'Cause it doesn't matter. Oh, it doesn't matter. Nothing really, it doesn't really matter. You wish it didn't matter, it shouldn't really matter. 'Cause no one thinks it matters, it doesn't really matter. It shouldn't really matter, 'cause all that really matters is what we decide matters. So what do you think matters? 'Cause all that really matters is what we agree matters. And don't let make you wanna run, kick, scream and shout. Let it all out, blow the cobwebs away. Make a big scene, be a drama queen. Who cares if you've seen what the neighbors might say? Hold your head up high, let me see you cry. You got nothing to hide for, baby. 'Cause it doesn't matter. Oh, it doesn't matter. If nothing really matters, then all that really matters is what we decide matters. Songs, they're all bar chords. Ow. Right, I think we will we'll polish off the stream with our usual 2-minute burst of joy at the end. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I had to tell you guys before I sign off for the night. Don't think I have any news to share with you in terms of things I wanted to announce or anything. That will all come. That will all come in streams coming soon. randomly got distracted by I liked the way that sounded then. Apologies. Anywho, I don't think I have anything else to share with you guys or anything else to chat about this evening. So I think we will have one more song before I head off in the form of the 2-minute burst of joy that is wasting my time. We quite often finish on. We'll be having another songwriting stream next week, obviously. And like I said, I think I am going to continue doing streams every week in June as well. So we'll see how long this lasts, how long I keep up the streak of only cancelling it if I actually have other plans rather than because I'm just too exhausted that day. But yeah, so we will keep it up with the same not repertoire. What's the word I'm looking for? The same routine is not the word I want, but that will do. The same schedule. That's the word I'm looking for. Same schedule that we've had so far. But for now, I shall play this last song as a final toodles for the evening. And then I'll say goodnight. You got a wicked sense of humor, yeah, it's dark to the core, and it only makes me like you more. You don't care that I'm crazy, you don't care that I'm rude. You seem to like me better with a bad attitude. No, I don't get bored, yeah, I always have fun. I give you every second that I have under the sun. 'Cause I don't like wasting my time if I waste it on you. Now, I don't like whatever you like, I don't care what we do. One more minute, one more second in my day, chilling like a villain with my best mates. No, I don't mind wasting my time if I waste it on you. Every minute's like a second, now that we lose a day, man, you showed you make the time fly away. Every minute we're together, I just can't help but smile. I love how you have fun and every minute we're together. Every minute's like a second, now that we lose a day, man, you showed you make the time fly away. Every minute. I've completely forgotten how the second verse goes. Bear with. That's because I got it right. Did I get... No, I had it right, and I just doubted myself. Apologies there, guys. Every minute's like a second, now that we lose a day, man, you showed you make the time fly away. Every minute we're together, I just can't help but smile. I love how you have fun in your words and style. No, I never feel lost, yeah, I always feel at home. Since you came along, I know I'll never be alone. 'Cause I don't like wasting my time if I waste it on you. I don't like whatever you like, I don't care what we do. I just want one more minute, one more second in my day, chilling like a villain with my best mates. No, I don't mind wasting my time if I waste it on you. From Alton East, from those Rome hills to that beach, from that sunset to that jet set, to these rain-soaked cobbled streets, spending all day in the sun or a late night in the pub, where we get dressed up and messed up. It's you I wanna see, it's you I wanna see, it's you I wanna see. 'Cause I don't mind wasting my time if I waste it on you. I don't mind whatever you like, I don't care what we do. I just want one more minute, one more second in my day, chilling like a villain with my best mates. No, I don't mind wasting my time if I waste it on you. I think that was a classic example right there of something becoming so second nature to me that my brain just went, that can't be right. No. Thank you very much, Ray. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you for tuning in tonight again, as always, guys. It's been a lovely stream, as always. Just a nice, chill one. We'll be having another songwriting one next week. There'll be a prompt post going up on Sunday, which I need to schedule because I haven't scheduled that yet. But I'll put that on. No, it's not on. I should put it on my to-do list for some point, either tomorrow. I should put it on my to-do list for tomorrow. Anyway, point being, there'll be a post asking you guys for prompts and stuff, as always. But for now, I shall leave you to the rest of your evenings, while I go off and I do my various bits of editing and stuff that I always go and do after these streams. And I shall see you guys next week with another songwriting stream. Right. Have a lovely night, guys. Bye.